everyone, welcome to Fame World Educational Hub. I am Aishwarya Saxena and today I am starting a new series on software development job interview questions. So you are going to enjoy this series a lot and I have already created interview preparation series for Python, for cloud computing, for data science and analytics. So you can just check those links in the description below. So this series is going to be having multiple parts and this is the very first part of the series where I'm going to discuss top 10 questions for the software developer job interview. Let's start. Journal programming concepts. Question number 1. What is the difference between compiled and interpreted languages? When we talk about the compiled languages like C, C++ are translated into machine code before execution, resulting in faster runtime performance. Whereas when we talk about the interpreted languages, for example, Python and JavaScript are executed line by line at runtime, making debugging easier but generally slower. So when we talk about the compiled and interpreted languages, in the compiled languages, obviously the compiler is used, whereas in the interpreted languages, the interpreter is used. Along with that, you can also understand that compiler basically converts the whole code at once, whereas the interpreter converts the code line by line. But the compiled languages are faster as compared to the interpreted languages. Question number 2. What are the four pillars of object-oriented programming? OOPS concepts. That is really very important. Although there are multiple concepts in the object-oriented programming, but if we talk about the four pillars, so they are encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. When we talk about the other concepts, so classes, objects, data, and methods are also there along with this. But yes, we are talking about the four pillars. So encapsulation is basically hiding data and exposing only necessary parts. So that is simply, you can say that like a capsule is encapsulated, there is some medicine inside the capsule. So that is encapsulation, hiding data. When we talk about the abstractions, hiding complex implementations detail. Simply, abstraction is majorly focusing on the essential details, leaving the non-essential. Simply, which is not necessary for you, you will leave it and you will be focusing only on the details which is necessary in the abstraction. Inheritance is simply the parent-child relationship. It is also represented as is our relationship. So reusing properties and behaviors from the parent class is inheritance. Whereas when we talk about polymorphism, polymorphism is basically a concept, a phenomena which is taken from the word polymorph, and polymorph is basically composed with two different words, that is poly and morph itself. Poly means many, whereas morph means forms. So simply polymorph is something showing multiple behaviors. So using single interface for different types is the polymorphism. Question number 3. What is a static method in object-oriented programming? A static method belongs to the class rather than an instance of the class and can be accessed without creating an object. So you can see the example as follows. Data structures and algorithms. Question number 4. What is the difference between array and a linked list? So we will be talking about three features in this context, that is memory allocation, insertion or deletion, and access time. So when we talk about the memory allocation, in array it is contiguous, in linked list it is dynamic. When we talk about insertion or deletion, array is expensive, whereas linked list is efficient. When we talk about access time, so array is actually using the complexities O1, whereas linked list is using the complexity ON. Question number 5. What is big O notation and why is it important? When we talk about the big O notation, it describes the time complexity of an algorithm, helping to analyze its efficiency and input size grown. For example, like constant time or linear time or logarithm time, you can see the notations. And when we talk about the constant time, for example, array index access. In the linear time, the example could be iterating a list, and for logarithmic time the example could be binary search. Question number 6. Explain the quicksort algorithm. Quicksort follows the divide and conquer strategy. There are three different steps, you can say. First one, select a pivot element. Second is partition the array into elements smaller and greater than the pivot. And the third is recursively apply the same process to both sub-arrays. When we talk about the time complexity, so best or average is, and worst is if the pivot is the smallest or largest element. Question number 7. What is the difference between BFS and DFS? BFS stands for breadth first search, whereas the DFS stands for depth first search. So BFS is like it explores neighbors before going deeper, uses FIFO, that is the first in first out algorithms. And when we talk about the DFS, that is the depth first search, explores as deep as possible before backtracking, uses stack and LIFO. LIFO is last in first out. Databases and SQL. Question number 8. What is the difference between SQL and NoSQL? So we will be talking about three major features, including this example. So schema, scaling, and example I will talk about. When we talk about schema, so SQL is like a relational database. Schema is fixed, and non-SQL, no SQL is non-relational. It is having flexibility. It is flexible in nature. The schema is flexible. Scaling is vertical in SQL and horizontal in NoSQL. And for example, the SQL SQL examples are PostgreSQL, MySQL, whereas the NoSQL examples are MongoDB, Cassandra. Question number 9. What is the difference between inner join and left join in SQL? When we talk about inner join, it returns only matching records from both the tables. When we talk about left join, it returns all the records from the left table and matching records from the right table. Question number 10. What is indexing in databases? When we talk about indexing, indexing speeds up data retrieval by creating a data structure that allows quick lookup. Example is as follows. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. See you in the next part because this series is going to be in multiple parts. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment your queries in the comment section below for me to help you out.